I'm going to admit everyone and get started here.
All right, so around 1:30, I'll come by. Yeah. All right.
So, hello everyone. It's 11 o'clock. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining our call. We are going to be recording this session today, and it's going to be posted on our YouTube channel for Capitol Hill Village. So if something happens, know that we have the recording and you can go to our YouTube channel and view this particular recording again and again. My name is Cassandra McPherson. And I am the new grants program manager for Capitol Hill Village. I am taking over the grant responsibilities that used to be handled by Tamika Lee, if any of you are familiar with her. Let's see here. So this Transportation Navigator meeting is the result of funding from the Federal Transit Administration's Enhanced Mobility Program, with the goal of improving mobility for seniors and individuals with disabilities by removing barriers to transportation services and expanding transportation mobility options. Okay. Today we're going to feature Yellow Cab, the Yellow Cab Company. It's a family-owned and operated business serving out of Washington, D.C. since 1931. While many of us know that Yellow Cab, for their traditional services, used to be actual yellow cabs, the organization has expanded to provide a host of transportation options, many focused on serving older adults in Washington, D.C. Yellow Cab Company, alongside the Department for Hire Vehicles and the Department of Aging and Community Living, have tailored transportation supports to ensure that district residents have reliable, accessible, and trustworthy options. Here with us today to expand on those options for transportation is Mr. Christopher Grayton. He is the Public Relations Manager for Yellow Cab Company, and I will allow him to take it away.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Sorry, I hope nice and clear. Can you hear me clearly? Experiencing some internet issues right now. Okay, well, my name is Christopher Grayton. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. My name is Christopher Grayton. I'm with DC Yellow Cab. I'm the Public Relations Manager. I've been with the company for many years, and I handle a lot of their transportation subjects, things that topics of interest for people to use our services. A lot of the services we provide are for people with disabilities, people with seniors, and of course, general services. We also take students to school with OSSI, and we do a lot of things with the city. So we're very excited to have DC government as a clientele. We also are very excited and have for many years serviced the seniors of DC with partnerships with DACL and the Department for Hire Vehicles. So we have a lot of contracts with that, and here to talk about some of that stuff today. You may be familiar with Tamika Lee, who was with the company. She moved on. We had set up something to discuss today about different products and services to you. One particular that is very popular right now which you may have heard about, is a program called Connector Card. And I just wanted to start that out right now because there's been a lot of questions about it. There's a lot of changes. Now, this program started about a year ago, and it was very, very successful. It was transitioned from a previous company, but this program had changed in a way because it's a program that allows DC seniors to register to get up to $100 a month for transportation. This is a program that by the Department of Aging and Community, and with this program allows seniors to get assistance in a sense to help them cities ground transport services, and you can use this for anything. But the program, I guess they didn't expect it to as much as it did. Previous company, and when we started promoting it quite heavily, and a lot of success in its growth. It has grown extremely fast. We have close to 4,000 in less than a year. Uh, all the registered participants that are active, they use their cards every single month. Um, Now, the program itself is being put on a temporary hiatus because they're trying to figure out the budget concerns. But I want to let you know about it because it does exist. And I know a lot of people that have joined these calls every time they come on. That's one of the first things they say. So I want to just kind of get that out the way. But again, the program is on temporary hiatus. So what they're going to do is figure out the budgetary concerns. Now, the program allows a DC senior to use this debit card to pay for any kind of ground transportation service. You can pay for Uber, Lyft. They can use it on Metro Rail. Anywhere that there's ground transportation services that are provided, taxis, trains, things like that. As long as you have enough money on the debit to pay for the service, you can use it. The debit card, you can swipe it, and you can use it for to pay for things online if you're using some kind of online booking for ground transportation. Again, I keep saying ground transportation because it's important to remember. People used to use an old service, a similar card from DACL, but they used to use it on airplane. They don't allow that anymore if that's something you were used to with the previous service, if you're familiar with it. But now you just use it for ground transportation. So that means cars, trains, things like that, and no boats. People ask about that too. So no water taxis, things like that. But anything on the ground, you're good to go. And it does not allow you to use it for rentals. No rentals. That's a question a lot of people have. So you can't use it for rentals. And just think about it like this: if you're paying for, it needs to be someone else running the vehicle that's doing. Put it like that, out of a train or something. Somebody else running the vehicle for you. You can't yourself. Okay. Now, another great program that DACL has, and they've been running with them for time now, is a program called MedExpress. It's a great program. Um, when it first started, it started off kind of slow. And people were like, what is this program? What does it do? So let's talk about it. So this program, sponsored by DACL, called Senior MedExpress, allows DC seniors to have free trips to medical appointments. Absolutely free. All you have to do is register with the Department of Aging and Community Living. I can give you the telephone number right now, and I can also type it up in the window if you're in the chat, and I'll put that on there. 0226 1 second 562. And hold on, it's experiencing my computer. Give me 1 second. Forgive me. I'll clear that up. Bear with me. So I can get this to go in. And again, when you call the number for DACL, it goes into a general queue. So when you call the number, you're going to get a general hotline. I'm going to put that number in there for you. Again, it's 202 724 5626. 2724 5626. You call that number, you're going to request for MedExpress. Otherwise, you go into a where they some triage, where if you and you need a particular type of service, I would suggest if you're a DCC, check it out, give them a call and types of services they have. Lots of different things that they provide for DCC, not just transportation, but home assistance programs where if you live in a home where you have legally have modifications, then they'll do things and help you modify your home if you need, chair lifts. So it's lots of great services. So when you line, you're going to ask for register for Senior MedExpress. They will put you through their triage to the right person, and then they're going to discuss, have a brief little questionnaire over the phone. When they do that, they're going to fill out an application. That application will be you to have you and your doctor to and discuss the application, fill it out, send it back to them. Once that's filled out, then they can get you all the different services that you need. But for Senior MedExpress particularly, that will allow you to be registered. And once you're in our system, you're going to call us in advance. And you're going to make sure you call in advance because this program, again, another popular program, it does have budgetary concerns. So they allow a certain amount of trips per day to make sure they don't go out of budget. So it goes to anybody. Once you get in that system, you call trips in advance. You have that schedule. You can rest assured covered. Just get in there as soon as because they do have limits on the amount of trips for everyone per day. It'll take you to any medical facility in the District of Columbia that's on that approved list. There's several hundred facilities, hospitals, dentist's office, all kinds of things. As long as it's medical related, it should be covered as a location that you can attend. Another great thing about it is with this program is that, and we needed to publicize this more, and I've been doing this a lot, and seniors are very excited when they hear it. It also gives you free rides to wellness centers throughout DC. Lots of senior facilities are qualified as wellness or classified as wellness centers, so you can get free trips to those as well. So if you live in Northwest, Northeast, Southwest, Southeast, doesn't make a difference. As long as it's on the list, you call, book in advance, and let them know where you want to go. They'll look it up, and then they'll book it for you. And then they'll pick you up and take you to and come back and pick you up. So it's a great program. Now, general medical facilities, dental, etc., it's Monday through Friday. So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. But if you are someone who has dialysis treatment, you can also schedule those as well. Of course, that's a 3-day a week, so that's Monday through Saturday. Okay, so someone that has dialysis treatment, if they need these services through Senior MedExpress, that's Monday through Saturday. So they get the ride 3 days a week. Again, that is free as well. So it's really great to get into this program. Senior MedExpress is extremely popular. And like I said, once you get into the program, once you register with DACL and you call that number, again, it's 202-724-5626, and you tell them that you want to register for Senior MedExpress, they'll get the process rolling for you. Once you get confirmation that you register, start booking. But make sure you have, as I suggest to people, make sure you have your scheduled appointments list so you can get it all done at one time. Because those windows for booking can, because it's very popular. So make sure you get it in possible. Okay. Another program that's popular if you are senior and you're registered Metro Access. Now, some people say, "Oh, Metro Access," and I really don't use it, because I have to book in advance and all that. I say, yeah, that's good. But you see, what people don't know is Metro Access, in partnership with the Department of Fire Vehicles many years ago, I think it was in 2015, when this program first was developed. It's a program called Transport DC. They developed this program to assist them with the amount of participants that live in the District of Columbia, because it helps them to service their customers or their clientele better. Because this particular service is on demand. It's different from Metro Access, where you have to book in advance, I think 24, 48 hours in advance, I believe. But this one, you can book the same day. And this is an on-demand service that allows you to book a trip with a taxi cab. And there are 3 different taxi cab companies that are in this program. This program, again, is called Transport DC. And when you book this taxi cab, you can book 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now you get up to 10 trips a month at a discount rate of $7. As you can take a taxi cab in the city for $7. $7 each way, $7 to return back or wherever you're going. But so I mean, this is unrestricted. Now, the program used to be years ago restricted to just, but they decided to open it up. A person should have to be told want to go. You tell us where you want to go. What is that? But as long as it's DC and dropped off in DC, you can go anywhere you want for $7. And you can take two people with no extra charge. It's a really now because this is a program for paratransits. Of course, you can request wheel accessible as well with this program. So when you call, and if you need a accessible vehicle, make sure you tell them that you call. Otherwise, by default, they'll send. So you have to tell them, "I need an accessible vehicle." They will book it for you, schedule at the pickup time that you need. Now, the program originally designed to allow people to pre-book trips. Is different modifications in the Department for Hire Vehicles who manages this. They decided to make it a right away, but that you can call right away when you need to go. If you have a wheelchair request, we don't, because that's just the nature of fleets. They don't have as much business, so they don't have as many wheelchair accessible vehicles available between the three taxi companies that are in this program. You should book. You can book in advance for those because you want to pre-book those because they don't want to. So if you have wheelchairs, you can pre-book wheelchair accessible. You can pre-schedule. Okay. So you can say, I want to be picked up at 10, 7 in the morning, scheduled for a 10 o'clock pickup. Do that. And they'll have enough time to plan to get the drivers so they can get to you on time. So they don't want anybody waiting. So I would, if you want those, pre-book those in advance. But again, with this program, you can up to two people with you at no additional, which means if you have an assistant that you need or just a relative or a couple of friends and you just need with you, it's your choice. And all you're paying is for the entire trip. It's really a great program. Again, this program is called Transport D. Now, the telephone number to book for this trip, remember this for book. And again, this is for people that are registered with Metro Access DC residents. Again, registered with Metro Access and DC residents. And that's 1-84322-7732. As well. 1-84322-7732. And that's transport. Again, you must, with Metro Access, that is when you're going to have access ID card, you receive that in the mail through the registration process, which Metro Access is streamlined because of the pandemic. Once you get your card, you call. But if you don't have your card, don't call just yet. It's only for registered users. Okay. 1,000 people that are in this program, so they use it every day. So if you need a taxi, you want to call a woman, you can do that. You want to call at 2 in the afternoon, so be it. It's up to you. If you want a grocery store, go see a friend, go to the park, completely up to you. You don't even have to tell us the reason, as long as it's a DC pickup to a DC destination. So those are three great programs that are available to you. I suggest that you get on it right away if you need to register for Senior MedExpress and for Transport DC. If you're already registered with Metro Access, then you are automatically in the program. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They think that they have to register twice. They really don't. So the list of users is a list of users that Metro Access has for DC residents, and they share that with us monthly. So if you're an eligible user, that a current user that's still registered, because some people's eligibility runs out. So make sure you check that. If you have an existing card, make sure that your eligibility hasn't expired before you call. But it's pretty easy to fix too. You call them and they'll put you back in the program and just let them know. But make sure that you have your card when you call, and we'll take care of the rest. Now, the three taxi companies that are in this program are DC Yellow Cab, Transco, and VIP. Again, that's DC Yellow Cab, Transco, and VIP. Those are the present companies that are in the program. And when you book your trip, make sure that you listen to the name of the company. I know for us, for our particular services, when you contact us, we will send you a text message if you're using a cell phone with data. You also will get what we call a robot, which is an automated call that goes to your phone, whether it's a landline, cell phone. So we try to meet you with technology. Um, um, After the call, if you so choose to use your email, you get a confirmation on that as well. That shows you your trip history. It's like a digital receipt, but you can use these services. It's pretty good. So make sure that when you call, again, you listen to the name of the cab company so you know who's coming to pick you up. Again, with us, if you get a yellow cab, we'll send you a text message that actually has a link to the trip. It'll show you the driver as he's driving up to your door, and when he hits arrive, you'll get a call if you have a landline or a cell phone. You'll get a text if you have data enabled on your cell phone, and if you're using the link that comes in that text, then you'll see it. It'll pop up on your screen, give you the driver's face, his name, and everything, so you know exactly which car you're supposed to get into. And with ours, we also text you the number that's on top of the car. It's called a PVIN number. That's a 4-digit number that sits on the light, and you also see it on the back of the red taxis that you see on the street. So again, so you know what you're getting into the same or the correct vehicle that came to pick you up. Now, how do you make your payments for a program like this? If you're using Transport DC, you can use cash or credit card, debit card, whatever works for you. Each vehicle that operates as a DC taxi cab is required to have credit card capabilities. If they don't, need to let if it's with a different company, let their company know, because the drivers are independent, but they're responsible to make sure that their credit card devices are working properly. They're supposed to be off the street to get them fixed. But to take credit card, debit card to as a form. I know with us, the programs, we also have some. It's for full price fares. Again, it's priced fares, so don't be mistaken for any of the discounts. We have a DC Yellow Cab app, and a lot of seniors through the pandemic apps because of tactless payments, things like that. You can download the app to your phone. If you have a credit card, you can load that in, similar to the apps, same thing. You can book without making an impact if you're concerned about, colds, and this is flu season. So a lot of people are concerned with that. So they use apps to book trips, and you can credit card, or for this example, going the connector card. We have card users that have their connect. They receive up to $100 on that card, and they use it as their form of payment in our app or the Uber app or the. So there's a lot of options nowadays. So I guess well, I'm pretty much done with that part of the presentation. I'm seeing some questions come up here. I said, is there a handout? I can provide some things. I did send a presentation to Miss Lee before she left. Miss, and if you can, stuff to you, and you can share that with friends.
Absolutely.
Let me see. I didn't have anything to add to this screen, right? I would have prepared that if I would have known that. But the presentation over to her. Things had changed with the connector, but I mentioned that at the beginning. But everything else looks good. Let me see what I can attach or email over to McPherson. That was Miss Karen John that asked that question. Let's see, please. Okay. Emails. Okay, excellent. I see that. Christopher, your voice keeps concerned. Information received, bro. Oh, about that. Yeah. If I'm having any problems hearing me, I think it's the internet connection. My apologies. I'm not sure why we started experiencing problems like that. But I'm going to attach some information, whatever I can, if possible. But I'll send this to Miss McPherson after the call. Email her any kind of handout. Share those with you.
I placed my personal email, not personal, my work email in the chat. Please take it down, send me an email, and I can make sure you get any information that you need personally through your email. Okay.
Yeah, that works. Anyway, so what you want is for that information later. Probably schedule another one of these if you want. I'll do it from a different location. Better, uh, better connection.
That would be great because there is a lot of great information here.
Okay.
Um, Are there any other questions?
This is Sarah from Glover Park Village. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I have a point of information and a question for Christopher. The point of information, as far as your voice dropping out,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people on this call and most are in video mode. That mode chews up a ton of bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
So a good practice on a Zoom call is when there's a speaker, you hover your cursor over your screen, you'll see the option to stop and start the video right next to the option to mute and unmute. And when there's a speaker, if you all stop your video, then there's a lot more bandwidth. And that, in my experience, will take care of a lot of the dropping out. So I have a question for you, Christopher. You mentioned these programs were for seniors. Are they also available for individuals with disabilities? Do you know how they define that or apply?
I'm sorry, Ms. Lesser. As you spoke, it froze a couple times. So you said something for people.
I'll repeat my question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the programs also available for individuals with disabilities in addition to seniors? Do you know how that works?
The program for Transport DC is for people with disabilities. It's any age group. So yeah, it includes seniors, of course. And I believe with DACL, of course, that is with seniors. They also have lots of programs for people with disabilities as well. The Senior MedExpress program also includes wheelchair accessible. Any service provided by a taxi company includes wheelchair accessible. It doesn't matter what the service is, because we are a private company, but we also provide a public service. So we make sure that we have available to anybody who needs transportation within our means, within reason. That is, unless there's something that's just outside of the norm, we can provide transportation. People with disabilities, different age groups, things like that. So yes, for Transport DC is a pair program. So yeah, that particular one is the age group.
Okay.
But if people, a lot of people tell me things, and I realize too, as we do disabilities, there's kinds of disabilities too. It's not the people that are in wheelchair types, and they might not qualify. Well, it doesn't all, because I've had a lot of people called, and then they realize that they actually qualified. People say I've been walking with a limp for years. You don't realize that you ability. It's just undiagnosed. So it doesn't hurt to call, because these services are available to you, to your use, and we want to make sure that you access to what you need when you need it. But yeah, but the trans specifically defined for with disabilities. You're a person that does not have a disability, interview you, and if you have it, then they will not allow you to be in it's available to people that need the service.
Thank you. I want to tack on just one last thought, and then I'll shut up. And I don't know, Christopher, if you can speak to this at all, but one of the other things that I'm interested in looking at transportation options in DC is for people who are neurodivergent, nonverbal, or have dementia. How can people who have, various cognitive impairments make use of either of these government programs or best use of volunteer providers within the villages, et cetera? So that's something on my radar. And if you can speak to it, great. But I just wanted to put it out there so that if anyone else wants to chime in or know that that's something that I'm going to be looking into this year.
Okay. Well, I really can't speak on that particularly, but Yeah, we're open to doing all types of things and to assisting people. So, yeah, as a company, we don't say no to the public. We try to find a way to service them if at all possible. I was involved in something, it was a promotion actually, but years ago with Salvation Army, where they needed assistance. This is during the Christmas program. They needed assistance transporting toys to kids, underprivileged kids who needed. So they didn't have funding for that particular program. So I partnered with United Healthcare, found them, and they became the donor. So we needed to get it done. We got it done. We figured out a way. So
Right.
I try to work with who I can to get that done, if at all possible. You do have to pay people to do these things. It has to be
Yeah.
funded. So that's
Yeah.
always where the struggle is, but find a way. We try to find a way. So if I can help at all through our company, then I'll try and do it. Just put it out there if we can. If we can, if we can't, we've tried. Okay, but it
Thank
doesn't
you.
hurt to try. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Kathy has a question.
Are there any income limits or requirements for any of these programs?
Great question. For Metro Access, no income limits. For Trans, no income limits. For Senior, no income limits. Uh, uh, for Connector Card, there aren't income limits, but it does have. It's a different kind of program. I'll put it like this. So they have a certain level of people, financial level for people who are qualified to receive $100 a month given to them. You have to be below a certain level. There are people that were grandfathered in from the old program. Their level is a little higher. But if someone is making no more than, I'll just say no more than 14,000 a year, then they would qualify to receive $100 a month. But if you're over that, then they want you to pay a contribution. It is on a scale. So what they do is say that there's an example where someone making a certain amount of money would be required to make a $32 payment, and then we would put the rest of the money in to equal $100 on the card. And so we'll go no more than 100. So for that particular program, it is based on income, but it's not. There's no pre-qualifier that says you can't be in it. There's everybody can get in the program if you're a DC resident. Only difference is the amount of contribution you have to make towards the $100 being added to your account every month. But other than that, all of these programs that I suggested to you, there's no income requirement to participate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I like questions.
If there was something that anyone didn't hear and needs further clarification about, it seems like we have a pretty good internet connection right now. So if you want to ask like clarifying questions about it, now would be the time. Okay, well, I also want to say that we have, and if you have a question, just ask it. But I want to say that in the chat, I've placed a link to an evaluation survey for the training, and I already know one of the things that's going to be said, so we were cutting in and out. But other than that, I want all of your opinions. If you can, just click on the link. It'll take you to a page and you can fill out the survey there. Any other questions for Mr. Grayton? All right. Well, I put my email in the chat, and email me directly if there's information that you want to receive, and I will send you his presentation and anything else that you inquire about. Okay. Oh, thank you. We'll have another one of these trainings, and I hope to see you all back for any other transportation trainings that we'll do.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're welcome. I'm actually come to your office if we do it on site if this internet is an
Okay,
issue.
that would be
Yeah.
great. Like you were
I have
wonderful.
no
That would,
problem.
yeah, absolutely.
I just want
Thank
to
you,
make sure
Mr.
people get the
Graham.
information that they need. It was
Absolutely.
my pleasure. You guys have a great day. Thanks for joining, and everybody stay safe
Stay safe, stay warm.
and stay
Thank
warm.
you.
Yeah. don't shovel. They have services for that. Let somebody else do that for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
You don't have to use it, but I think if he has access to the plan, as a participant in the plan, I just want to make sure that's okay. What it means is that you can, once you get it set up, you can online, and like, hey, you can get tomorrow, you can look, yeah, so you look and see how. Oh, no, okay. You know what I mean? It's a service. They don't have to. So if everybody, it's not like